So I was scrolling through my follow list looking for something to read, and I noticed that we have this little feature called reviews here. And I was like, oh, you can see all your past reviews. So I just thought it'd be fun to just read my reviews. And first one I saw was this 3-star rating, which is whoa, a 3-star, 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 2.5. Like, whoa, damn. Like, did I really hate this story that badly? Like, I remember liking this. It was like, it's essentially like a system apocalypse, and the main character is like this OP survivor guy. He's so cool, everyone fawns over him. So I was like, okay, that's probably why I didn't like it. Was it unrealistic? Was it bad or something? So I was like, oh, what did I say? If you've read even a chapter of this story, you'll immediately understand why the title of this review is The Overpowered Wolf. There's nothing new in this story. Classic wish fever protagonist who's different from everyone else and does everything right and catches the attention of those around him. Gods, admins, mod, etc. This story introduces more OP characters like the moderators to give a sense of smallness to the MC, to make him seem less OP. It doesn't work. It just empowers the author's detailing of the protagonist when a super powerful moderator says the MC is really good, or a common trope of OP gods fighting over the MC to gain his favor. Randomly switching paths for side characters to comment on how something the MC does is not to my liking, especially when it's something mundane. He went to the next door, or he defeated the mini boss. There's no need for such commentary. No need to remind us that the MC is better than us in every single way. Character, edgy protagonist who gets everything done, cold and distant, always was different from everyone else, etc. Grammar's fine. Lots of awkward phrasings. Story needs a more refined style of writing. Classic wish fulfillment. Lots of plot holes and inconsistencies if you look deep enough. Stories need to fix the way people have conversations and how we segue into parts. Jumping to another character to provide a one-sentence comment is unnecessary. Good story if you like classic isekai, nice spin on classic dungeon driving. And this was, 3 years ago. A little bit over 3 years ago. And damn, this is a bad ratio. I was on book 2, chapter 25, and whoa, that's a lot of books. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on book 8, so wow, I was on kidding. I do It's just a classic overpowered protagonist story. There's no need to like be this harsh past me. It's just 3 out of four is fine. I think I do remember the early grammar being rough, but since is it published? It looks like it has a really good cover, so it might have been polished up significantly. So I would probably disagree with this review now, just on the basis that it's been through several rounds of editing. It's on book 8 and still has a large following. So uh, bad self. Oh wait, this review is a two. Damn, this is the next review after mine. Wait, is mine the top review, or is it just me and I'm on top? Oh, it is the top review. Whoa, and it is a top review and has 3 and whoa. Okay, wait, am I the farthest review along too? No, there's obviously others ahead, but okay. Damn, looks like people. Okay, damn. Okay, this is kind of a rough rating. Okay. Oh, maybe my past review, maybe my past self was cooking. Maybe he was on something. Damn, I don't know. I wouldn't change the review. I'd probably have to reread the entire story, like decide again what I would rate it. But right now, I don't. I think that was too harsh. Classic overpowered protagonists have places in the world, and I think I really like the wolf mechanic he was going for, like the werewolf and the kingdom of wolves things. It's pretty good. Um, yeah, I like it. Let's go back to the rest of the views. The next one is Saint Chaos Healer, which is a 3.5 out of 5. Damn, what the. Wait, it was made a day after this review? Was I in a harshness streak or something? Isekai birth. Toddler. Teen years are always a bit awkward. This story handled it well. Lots of lovely scenes like the forest stuff. Protagonist is not too overpowered, and I'm always kept on the edge. Sort of easy to predict where the story would go, but I'm still here. The plot with his mother is kind of obvious. I remember reading this story. I remember this. Don't tell me on the top. Unless it's just me on first. Okay, it's probably just me on first then. It's an isekai, I think. Let me just read the synopsis. Once a powerful demon lord betrayed and murdered by his own subordinates, vows revenge with his dying breath. Reincarnated as Benjamin Almond, a human baby, he must adapt to new mortal life without demonic powers. With his past memories intact, he embarks on a journey to master mana arts and rise to power in the mortal realm. Will he fulfill his quest for vengeance or find a new purpose as Benjamin, a fledgling mage? Join his transformation from demon lord to aspiring mortal mage. Oh, I think I got a new cover too. Yeah. How far did I read along? Chapter 41, and it's currently at 99. Whoa, I read almost halfway 3 years ago. Okay, so the problem with isekai stories is basically a 1,000-year-old protagonist that reincarnates into a human baby boy and has adventures. He's not gonna feel like a 1,000-year-old human protagonist. He's gonna feel like, I don't know, a child or some mid-20s kid. He's not gonna feel old and ancient. Like, it's really hard to write the feeling of a 1,000-year-old protagonist in a human baby boy. So maybe that was what I was going for. But I think I remember the story's good. I remember liking this, and I think his mother's a noble or something, or I like a castaway noble or something. But I would like it. In regards to like a 1,000-year-old demon reincarnating as a human baby boy, I didn't mention this in the review, but I wonder if this story had done this trope really well. Because from what I feel like, it kind of feels like as an author, you can't write like smarter than you are. Like you can't write more intelligent than you are, if that makes sense. So if you're trying to write like a 1,000-year-old, like really ancient demon lord, and you're 20 something, it's gonna feel like a 20 something trying to, like if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but um, the next wait, I didn't mention the other reviews. What do the other reviews think about it? Ooh, cool concept, added, honest review. I think I might reread this. I might read everything just to see where it's at now. Weird magic, a 3 star. Questions that need to be answered. There is no sense of urgency. Kat has presumably spent years inside the Netherrealm. She alludes to having to hunt down and kill creatures for several years, a constant cycle of pain and misery, and your only companion being a toy. Wow. Hello, guys. Oh my god, guys. Hi. That's the feeling I get when she exits the Nether. This dark premise is completely wasted. She goes shopping, she hangs out with her new friends, they even go dungeon diving. All the while, we have this looming question of what actually happened to her in the Nether for those 20 years. How exactly has it affected her and what of her friends and family? I know we're still in the beginning chapters, but it feels like a disappointment. Did I make this review like a day after all these? Why was I making a string of bad reviews in a row? Like, I must have been on a binge or something. Oh my god. I remember this story. A healer from an academy getting ready to dungeon dive. She gets stuck. She trains. She becomes overpowered. She comes back. She's still overpowered. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. I was way too harsh with this. The author might have been going for she survived this dark and traumatic experience and now she comes back and she's just overly optimistic because she's back. She's literally back from hell. She's home. She made it. So I feel like it makes sense that she's happy and she's smiling all the time and she wants to shop and laugh and hang around with her friends. If she's been in hell for what 16 years or something, like that makes sense. Like I don't know why I didn't get that. I guess maybe it was the synopsis might have presented a different case. Oh, it's about her friends and family. I remember. I think she didn't try to contact her friends or family initially. That might have been it. I was like, oh, she just came back from hell. Why didn't she try to contact her friends and family? Because she had like parents and stuff. Let me check. She hangs out with her new friends. So what about her old friends? That might have been it, but I was way too harsh. 3.5 stars for no sense of urgency. Looks like people agreed in my review though, but chapter 9, that's way too early to decide what if a story is good or bad, especially I don't even know. There's a book on Amazon, so I'll just see how long it is. I might censor some stuff. 12 to 18 years, so it's 319 pages. June. Wait, he launched the book like a month after my review. That looks like the book is doing pretty good though. So I can't do anything. Yeah, that was way too harsh. I actually just might buy this book. just to read it and get like a fresh new perspective. The author's name actually sounds familiar. Hold on. Deathoria. Maybe not. Okay, let's. Another review is The Young Master in the Shadows. It's a lovely Friday morning, and I decided to read some chapters. It started off with the MC waking up in the lap of a 12-year-old girl and then proceeding to spank her and call her naughty and needed to be taught a lesson. Considering his mental age and his actual physical age, I can't imagine a 12-year-old boy spanking another 12-year-old girl, let alone someone who's hundreds of years old behaving like a creepy old pervert. I felt quite disgusted and immediately stopped reading. The story is fine in the beginning, but based on what I read in this chapter, I will not be reading further. I wonder if it's not stubbed yet. Oh, this was in the beginning chapters, and it's in chapter 492. He's been writing this for how long? 3 years? Round of applause. It's hard to continue a story for that long, and the fact that he's still doing this is amazing. So it's basically some guy who returns to his past life. He's like a wastrel young master, and this time he's not going to be a wastrel young master. Slice of life and stuff. Oh, he has a harem, so I probably should have mentioned that in the review. I just want to read this chapter 18, Punishment. What was I talking about? Oh. Oh, okay. They're 12-year-olds? And okay, I completely understand why I made that review. If he's a 12-year-old and they're doing sexual things with another 12-year-old, and he's like a reincarnated 1,000-year-old he's a reincarnated man, like a grown-ass man doing all this cutie dovey lovey shit with a girl, like a little child. What the fuck? Why the fuck did I read the fucking 18th chapter? What's everyone else saying about this? I'm out. Slavery? What? Slavery? Whoa, what's going on? This is a hentai world. All the men are okay. This chapter is a bit creepy. Okay, is my review the top one as well? This might be the top one. 134. Okay, so 100 upvotes clear. Okay, January 1st, 2022. Yeah. Based on what I read in just this chapter in the comments, I will. This is a way too kind of a rating. Fuck that. What the fuck is all this shit? Starts off strong, then becomes creepy. Is this after mine? Yeah. Okay, so it does become even creepier. Like, looks like he's forcing himself on girls, and then he's like faking sexual assault just to put his like head on their thighs, and all the women fall for him. Okay, and an MT is like 50 years old. Like, okay, not worth it. Damn. Okay, a lot of fun, not worth it. Refresh. Oh, this title does not inspire confidence. I'll just stop now. Harem face. Okay, yeah, I don't like harem stories in general, so I probably wouldn't have liked it. Next, this young master is not cannon fodder. I remember this story. I'm trying to remember. I remember the cover at least. I reviewed this on chapter 120. Okay, so basically, story went downhill. Typical Zhangxia trash. Reviewed at chapter 120, which is kind of really far along actually. 583. The description of the story is pretty disingenuous now. Okay, let's go to the description. Actually, let's read that first. On the surface, Zhangxi was the only son of the Sword Empress Zi of the Bozi. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing Chinese names badly. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Zi Tianyi was the only son of the Sword Empress Zi of the Bozhou Immortal Sect. I'm sorry. Bozhou Immortal Sect. The number one expert in the Hangu. I know it's W, like a Huang realm. His birth was noble, his status exalted, but the truth was that Zi Tianyi was actually a reincarnated man from a world known as Earth. On Earth, he was no one special, but it was a new life. Zi Tianyi aims to reign invincible, past, present, and future. Amongst his goals was to travel back to Earth and unite with his family. However, as Zi Tianyi proceeds further on his immortal path, he discovers that rather than the protagonist, why does he seem like the cannon fodder villain? Oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's a pretty straightforward premise. Stub. It's not stubbed yet. Anyway, the description of the story is pretty disingenuous now. I've yet to laugh at this story. The comedy situations are few and far between, and when they do happen, it's just the MC making fun of a Xanxia trope. Maybe the author intended this story to be a parody, but it's literally a cliche Xanxia story. The MC being from Earth barely plays a factor in this story. There might be some vague hints of a larger multiverse, but it's never really touched on Earth, aside from the occasional, oh, this character comes from Earth too. Final word. The story is boring. This is a cliche Xanxia story. Okay, that was a bit harsh. This was like 4 years ago too, so I don't remember. I feel like I remember this, but it might have been the Young Master is not cannon fodder. What about typical Young Master like #4 or something? I feel like I remember this, but I might be misremembering it with another story. There's a webtoon, cool. I don't really have anything to say. Like, I guess chapter 120 is a good review, especially if it's only at 580. Reading 120 chapters and coming to a 3 star or a 2.5 star review is crazy. This guy seems to agree with me with a 3 star at chapter 150, so I don't really know. Seems like I liked it in the beginning, but it just was just too cliche for me. The next, I remember this story. A half star. I think that's the minimum you can give. I would have probably given that a lower star if I could. This warning is extremely warranted. If Roywood could make this warning bigger, like just straight up bigger and more red and bold, like bold and not this pale red, like big red and bold. 5 years ago, chapter 140. He stopped writing, thank God. Damn. One. Okay, let me just read my review. I thought this book would be different at first, but it's literally like every other trash Yangxia novel. Leaps in logic, plot stupidity, MC is dumb as a brick. The description is misleading as well. A young man with an extraordinary mind. MC is straight up an idiot, full stop. Fall off an exciting adventure. Oh, rape, torturing girls. The main character tries to justify raping the girl several times too. He never allows his base instincts to overrule his sense of decency. He always pays back both good and bad deeds. Everyone that has helped the MC is dead, dying, or going to die. He deserves everything bad that is happening to him. He's Oh yeah, oh my god, I remember this. He spent millions of years in a simulation building an interstellar galaxy. He's also the self-proclaimed smartest man in his old world. I'm here to tell you not to read the story. For the love of God, click away right now. At first, the story was good, if not a little frustrating, but it gets worse. Chapter 74. Damn, I read a lot. It gets worse. Some of the later arcs are so cringe. Oh no, the princess has a love spell on me. What do I do? Let's rape the fuck. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, yes, rape, torture, slave spells, forced, everything bad you can imagine about it, like a creepy old man. Fuck it. Yes, other reviews mentioned that yeah, the MC is not really smart as well. Yeah, not even sexual connotations, actual rape, like straight up, full stop. I'm not gonna ever endorse that whatsoever. Do I even want to explain why the story? Read the story, man. It's great. We should really like it. I think I was too harsh. Oh, he never logged on. Hmm. I don't really. Maybe I should read the story again. I might have been. I remember reading. There was a rape scene. I just stopped reading. That's pretty much it. Second chances, remonarch. Ooh, this story was really good. I like this one. Inexorable Chaos. Ooh, this is complete. That's great. 6 years. It finished. Oh, it finished just what? 24 months ago. That's 2 years ago. Okay. I remember reading this story. I might go in depth a little bit on this one. Gods are generally speaking not fans of putting their fingers directly in the scale for a variety of reasons. So they basically summon Earth players to fuck around with them on different worlds. And then the main character, Quasimodo, basically he does this for a living. He saves worlds, he adventures, he makes friendships, he loves, and he goes back to Earth at the end of the day. He just essentially is a summon for different gods. And he just does it. He sells the services. He does it again and again and again and again and again. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, he might have a lizard fetish. That was funny. Um, yeah, 1 star. Whoa, that might have been too harsh. Chapter 106 out of 285. That and I read this during the pandemic. Really? I thought I stopped reading this way before that. Okay, let's just read the review. This book was my favorite. The chapters kept on getting better and better, and then I realized the chapters were getting repetitive. It was just the same stuff over again. I grew tired of the MC's personality. His edgy fuckle personality was good at first, but now it's a serious liability to actually enjoying the story. The concept is good, but the story needs to stop getting so repetitive. All in all, I stopped reading because it was getting boring. I wasn't lying. This was my favorite story on Royal Road for like a hot minute. I really look forward to getting updates like day by day, but I think the problem was the MC was really edgy, which was fine. I kind of liked that, but then there were certain situations where it was like, can you like just behave normally for once instead of doing all this stuff? Like, like Deadpool, like, goes all crazy like 24/7. And just imagine, not Deadpool, but this similar craziness or whatever. And I was like, okay, sometimes I want a chill dude. Sometimes I want a crazy dude. I don't want a crazy dude all the time. Maybe that was it. The lyric stuff wasn't that bad. I don't really care about that. A 1 star might have been too harsh. Hmm. There wasn't a 1 star might have been too harsh. I like the beginning of the story. I think he gets summoned to like an underground cave with like struggling lizard man. He helps their tribe. They fight enemies. There's a bunch of cool stuff. I really like the beginning. I think it was really solid. But I don't know why it was a 1 star. I guess because the MC's personality. He might have made a joke that was like, okay, what the fuck is this or something. I stopped reading at 106, so anything bad happened? Hmm. Nothing seems bad to happen. Nothing bad's happening, so hmm. It might have been everyone else. I don't think I've seen it. I don't know. I might have been too harsh. Yeah, it might have been too harsh. 1 star might have been too much, or two. Yeah, it might have been. I might go back and reread this, especially now that it's complete and like adjust my review. Soul Forging. It's been a while sage since I've seen this book. It's been a while sage. When did I review this? Pandemic. This book is one of my favorites on Roller Road. It might even be my favorite on Roller Road ever. Um, it was solid. It was amazing. It was really good. It's a really good book. It just stopped updating one day and it never came back, and it was really good. Um, it was around 7 p.m. when I saw this book on Roller Road. I jumped in thinking it was a classic isekai wish fulfillment book, but I was pleasantly surprised. It started off rough, just got better and better. The system is minimalistic, the combat is straightforward, and the storyline so far is good. Definitely one of RR's better books. Hmm. Hmm. I think I liked the description of the main character. I think he was going through something emotionally. I think at that point it really resonated with me, so I really like that story. It hasn't received an update in a while, like 4 years. So this is one of the things I love about web novels, but also, I mean, this is one of the things I really hate about web novels. They're on the web, so you don't really authors can just go away and never come back, never update a story, and you don't really know what happened. There's no way of communicating with them. They suddenly stopped posting on October 4th, and never came back. Mm-hmm. The author hasn't logged on to this account in 5 years. Ooh. Mm. I really hope nothing bad happened to them, but I hope they're doing well. Is their PayPal still active? Is everything still good? Oh, that's not good. Um, yes, one of the things I really don't like about web novels is that sometimes authors just don't come back, and there's nothing you can really do about it. That's pretty much all for the written reviews. I think I was. Those are the. It's weird that the written reviews are the ones I feel most strongly about. So everything else is like a 5 star, a 5 star, 5 star, and then written reviews are a little bit more controversial. But everything else is pretty much 4 or 5 stars or 4.5 mostly. Maybe I'll make a video on those, but that's really it. I haven't made a review in a while. Like, damn. I guess I haven't really felt strongly about a story in a while. When I see something bad, I just drop it and I just move on, and that's pretty much it. So I think I should start making reviews again. But, huh, good times.
ささやくよ僕のメロ